Let's align on this first. Let's prioritize the backlog. We need to finalize the requirements. What's the expected timeline? Please add that to the sprint backlog. Let's stick to the agenda. I'll follow up on that. Can we push this to the next sprint? Let's have a quick sync tomorrow. We need to escalate this issue. What's the blocker here? That's out of scope. We're aiming for the MVP first. Let's schedule a grooming session. Is this ready for development? Please document this decision. How's the progress on this task? Do we have a design spec? Can we get an estimate on this? Let's keep this high level for now. Let's align on this first.
Okay. I'm on the same page.
Let's prioritize the backlog.
Good idea. Should we use our current priority criteria?
We need to finalize the requirements.
Agreed. Do we have all stakeholders' input?
What's the expected timeline?
Based on the current scope, I think we're looking at about 3 weeks.
Please add that to the sprint backlog.
Will do. Should I assign it to anyone in particular?
Let's stick to the agenda.
Of course. What's the next topic on our list?
I'll follow up on that.
Thanks. Let us know what you find out.
Can we push this to the next sprint?
That works for me. Is there anything urgent about this item?
Let's have a quick sync tomorrow.
Sounds good. What time works for everyone?
We need to escalate this issue.
Agreed. I'll reach out to management right away.
What's the blocker here?
We're waiting on approvals from the design team.
That's out of scope.
Understood. Let's note it for future consideration.
We're aiming for the MVP first.
That makes sense. Should we trim any requirements?
Let's schedule a grooming session.
I'll send out a calendar invite to the team.
Is this ready for development?
Yes, all requirements are finalized and the assets are prepared.
Please document this decision.
On it, I'll update our project wiki.
How's the progress on this task?
We're about halfway done, and on track for the deadline.
Do we have a design spec?
Not yet, but I can follow up with the design team.
Can we get an estimate on this?
I'll discuss with the developers and get back to you.
Let's keep this high level for now.
No problem, I'll avoid going into the details at this stage.
Let's gather all the initial requirements. What's the main goal of this feature? Who are the target users? Let's define the scope clearly. Let's avoid scope creep. Can you provide a user story or scenario? Let's keep the specs high level for now. We need clear acceptance criteria. The use case is not fully defined yet. Make sure the user flow is logical. Let's review the requirements together. Feel free to leave comments. Let me know if I missed anything. Let's align before moving forward. We need stakeholder approval. This requirement has changed. Let's update the spec accordingly. Why was this removed from the scope? We need to manage change requests carefully. Is this a blocker or just a change request? Let's gather all the initial requirements.
Good idea. Do you want to use a template or just list them out?
What's the main goal of this feature?
The main goal is to streamline the onboarding process for new users.
Who are the target users?
Our target users are first-time visitors and admins.
Let's define the scope clearly.
Definitely. Should we start by listing what's in and out of scope?
Let's avoid scope creep.
Agreed. I'll make sure any new requests go through proper review.
Can you provide a user story or scenario?
Sure. Here's an example user story.
Let's keep the specs high level for now.
That's fine. We can add more detail later if needed.
We need clear acceptance criteria.
Absolutely. Do you want me to draft the acceptance criteria for review?
The use case is not fully defined yet.
No problem. Let's schedule a call to clarify it further.
Make sure the user flow is logical.
I'll map the flow and share it. Can you review when it's ready?
Let's review the requirements together.
Sounds good. When are you available for a review session?
Feel free to leave comments.
Will do. Should I use the document or send feedback via chat?
Let me know if I missed anything.
I'll check and add anything I notice.
Let's align before moving forward.
Agreed. Let's get everyone on the same page first.
We need stakeholder approval.
I'll send the proposal to stakeholders for their sign-off.
This requirement has changed.
Can you clarify what exactly has been updated?
Let's update the spec accordingly.
Okay, I'll make the necessary changes in the document.
Why was this removed from the scope?
We removed it due to resource constraints and shifting priorities.
We need to manage change requests carefully.
Agreed. Should we set up a formal change request process?
Is this a blocker or just a change request?
It's just a change request, so development can continue.
Let's set the project timeline. We need to define key milestones. When is the target release date? Let's plan the sprint schedule. Can we finish this by the deadline? We need to buffer some time for QA. That might push back the release. Can we move this to the next sprint? Let's build in some contingency time. Is this timeline realistic? The timeline looks too tight. We're slightly behind schedule. We're on track so far. Can we speed up this part? Let's identify time-sensitive tasks. Please update the project calendar. Are we still aligned with the original plan? The deadline has been extended. We may need to reschedule the release. Let's review the timeline weekly. Let's set the project timeline.
Sounds good. Should we map it out on a shared document?
We need to define key milestones.
Agreed. Do you want to start with major deliverables?
When is the target release date?
It's tentatively set for next month.
Let's plan the sprint schedule.
Sure. How many sprints are we planning for this phase?
Can we finish this by the deadline?
It might be tight. Should we reevaluate the scope or add more resources?
We need to buffer some time for QA.
Definitely. How much time should we allocate for testing?
That might push back the release.
Understood. Should we notify the team about the possible delay?
Can we move this to the next sprint?
Yes, I'll update the backlog.
Let's build in some contingency time.
Good idea. How many extra days do you suggest?
Is this timeline realistic?
It's ambitious. Would you like to review the estimates together?
The timeline looks too tight.
Should we revisit the scope or ask for more time?
We're slightly behind schedule.
Thanks for the update. What's causing the delay?
We're on track so far.
Great to hear. Let's keep monitoring our progress.
Can we speed up this part?
Possibly. Should we reassign more people to this task?
Let's identify time-sensitive tasks.
I'll make a list now.
Please update the project calendar.
Will do. Should I send a summary to the team afterward?
Are we still aligned with the original plan?
For the most part, there are a few small changes.
The deadline has been extended.
That's helpful. Should we update stakeholders about the new timeline?
We may need to reschedule the release.
Okay, when should we communicate this to the users?
Let's review the timeline weekly.
Agreed. Should we set a recurring meeting for this?
There's a new issue we need to address. Let's log this in the issue tracker. Is this a bug or expected behavior? Please provide steps to reproduce. When did this issue start? Is it affecting all users or just some? Let's check the logs for more details. This looks like a high-priority issue. Let's escalate this to the dev team. We need to notify the stakeholders. Let's investigate the root cause. Who's the owner of this issue? Please assign someone to look into this. This needs a hotfix. Make sure the issue is documented clearly. Has the issue been resolved? Let's monitor the system after the patch. What's the impact and severity? Do we need to inform customers? Let's follow up after 24 hours. There's a new issue we need to address.
What's the issue about?
Let's log this in the issue tracker.
I'll create a new ticket right away.
Is this a bug or expected behavior?
I'm not sure yet.
Please provide steps to reproduce.
I'll write down what I did before encountering the problem.
When did this issue start?
I first noticed it this morning.
Is it affecting all users or just some?
Based on our reports, it seems to impact everyone.
Let's check the logs for more details.
I'll pull up the logs and share them with you.
This looks like a high-priority issue.
Should we put other tasks on hold for now?
Let's escalate this to the dev team.
I'll notify them and provide all the details.
We need to notify the stakeholders.
I'll draft an update to send out shortly.
Let's investigate the root cause.
Do you want to take lead on the investigation?
Who's the owner of this issue?
I believe Alex is responsible for this area.
Please assign someone to look into this.
I'll assign it to Alex and loop them in.
This needs a hotfix.
Shall we start preparing the fix immediately?
Make sure the issue is documented clearly.
I'll update the documentation with all the findings.
Has the issue been resolved?
A fix was deployed.
Let's monitor the system after the patch.
I'll keep an eye on it for any related issues.
What's the impact and severity?
It's causing downtime for many users. It's critical.
Do we need to inform customers?
Yes, a status update would be helpful.
Let's follow up after 24 hours.
I'll set a reminder for us to check back then.
I'll commit the fix shortly. I need to refactor this part. There's a bug in the logic. Let me debug and check. I'll check the logs. Can you reproduce the issue? Looks like a null pointer exception. We need to write unit tests for this. It failed the integration test. Let's run it locally first. Can you review my pull request? This needs code cleanup. I've updated the API endpoint. Let's optimize the performance. The deployment failed on staging. Can you roll back the last change? I'll create a hotfix branch. It's working, but there's some latency. We need to review the architecture. We'll need to document this logic. I'll commit the fix shortly.
Okay, let me know once it's committed.
I need to refactor this part.
Do you need any help with the refactoring?
There's a bug in the logic.
Can you point me to the specific lines?
Let me debug and check.
Sure, take your time. Let me know what you find.
I'll check the logs.
Thanks, let me know if you spot anything unusual.
Can you reproduce the issue?
Yes, I can try to reproduce it on my end.
Looks like a null pointer exception.
Do you have a stack trace or any logs for that?
We need to write unit tests for this.
Agreed, I'll start working on some test cases.
It failed the integration test.
Do you have the error details from the failed test?
Let's run it locally first.
Sounds good. I'll set it up and run it as well.
Can you review my pull request?
Sure, I'll take a look now and leave my comments.
This needs code cleanup.
Noted, I'll clean up the code before merging.
I've updated the API endpoint.
Great. Do I need to update anything on my side to match the new endpoint?
Let's optimize the performance.
That's a good idea. Do you have specific bottlenecks in mind?
The deployment failed on staging.
Do you see any specific error messages from the deployment logs?
Can you roll back the last change?
Yes, I'll revert it now and redeploy.
I'll create a hotfix branch.
Let me know when the hotfix branch is ready so I can help test.
It's working, but there's some latency.
Do you have any profiling results, or should we run some benchmarks?
We need to review the architecture.
Sure, when should we set up a meeting to go over the architecture?
We'll need to document this logic.
Agreed. Let's add some documentation to the project wiki or codebase.
We're using a microservices architecture. The system is based on a monolithic structure. This is built with a serverless approach. We're using React for the frontend. The backend is written in Node.js. We use PostgreSQL as our primary database. It's deployed on AWS using ECS. We're using Docker for containerization. We use Terraform for infrastructure as code. This module follows a hexagonal architecture. This part follows the repository pattern. Our data pipeline is based on Apache Airflow. We're using Firebase for notifications. We use feature flags to toggle functionality. This service is horizontally scalable. The database is sharded for performance. This uses a message queue for async processing. We use rate limiting for API protection. The architecture supports high availability. The stack is designed for low latency. We're using a microservices architecture.
What led you to choose microservices over a monolithic approach?
The system is based on a monolithic structure.
Do you have any plans to break it up into smaller services in the future?
This is built with a serverless approach.
Nice. Which serverless platform are you using?
We're using React for the frontend.
React's a solid choice. How do you manage state in your application?
The backend is written in Node.js.
Great. Do you use any particular frameworks with Node.js?
We use PostgreSQL as our primary database.
Good choice. Do you also use any caching solutions?
It's deployed on AWS using ECS.
Cool. Is there a specific reason you chose ECS over?
We're using Docker for containerization.
Docker makes deployment easier.
We use Terraform for infrastructure as code.
That's efficient. Do you manage your state files with a remote backend?
This module follows a hexagonal architecture.
Nice. Does it help you a lot when testing or replacing dependencies?
This part follows the repository pattern.
Repository pattern is neat for abstraction.
Our data pipeline is based on Apache Airflow.
Awesome. How do you monitor and maintain your Airflow DAGs?
We're using Firebase for notifications.
That's convenient.
We use feature flags to toggle functionality.
That's smart. Which feature flag service or library are you using?
This service is horizontally scalable.
Impressive. How do you handle load balancing across the instances?
The database is sharded for performance.
Makes sense. What sharding key do you use to distribute the data?
This uses a message queue for async processing.
Good idea. Which message queue system did you choose?
We use rate limiting for API protection.
What approach or tools do you use to implement rate limiting?
The architecture supports high availability.
That's essential. Do you have multi-region deployments as well?
The stack is designed for low latency.
Speed is critical. How do you monitor latency and optimize slow paths?
Nice work on this. Can you explain this part? What's the reason behind this change? Could we make this more readable? Let's add some comments here. This might be hard to maintain later. Can we rename this for clarity? This function is doing too much. Maybe we can break this down. Let's avoid deep nesting. Can you simplify this logic? Why did we choose this approach? This could lead to a null error. Great use of the pattern here. This line might need a test. Let's write a unit test for this. Could this be reused elsewhere? I think we can remove this part. Looks like leftover debug code. Please format this according to our style guide. Nice work on this.
Thank you. Let me know if you see anything to improve.
Can you explain this part?
Sure. Which part would you like me to walk you through?
What's the reason behind this change?
The main reason was to improve performance and fix an existing bug.
Could we make this more readable?
Absolutely. Do you have any suggestions?
Let's add some comments here.
Good idea. I'll go ahead and document this section.
This might be hard to maintain later.
That's a fair point.
Can we rename this for clarity?
Sure, what name do you think would be more descriptive?
This function is doing too much.
Agreed, let me try splitting it into smaller functions.
Maybe we can break this down.
I like that. I'll refactor this into separate logical steps.
Let's avoid deep nesting.
Good call. I'll flatten the structure and reduce the nesting levels.
Can you simplify this logic?
Yes, I'll try to make it more straightforward and reduce complexity.
Why did we choose this approach?
We went with this because it best fit our requirements.
This could lead to a null error.
I'll add a null check to handle this case.
Great use of the pattern here.
It helps keep things consistent throughout the code base.
This line might need a test.
I'll write a test case to cover this line.
Let's write a unit test for this.
Good idea. I'll add a unit test and push it soon.
Could this be reused elsewhere?
Possibly. Maybe we should extract it into a separate utility function.
I think we can remove this part.
Got it. I'll take it out and make sure nothing breaks.
Looks like leftover debug code.
Oops, my bad. I'll clean it up before the next commit.
Please format this according to our style guide.
I'll run the formatter and double-check the style rules.
Is this happening in production or staging? Can you provide steps to reproduce the bug? What's the expected behavior here? This seems like a UI glitch. This could be a caching issue. The root cause seems to be a null reference. There's a missing condition in the logic. The bug is triggered under specific conditions. I'll check the logs for more context. This only happens in mobile view. Looks like a time zone issue. The API is returning the wrong response. Can you help verify the fix? I've marked the issue as resolved. I'll write a regression test for this. Please confirm it's working as expected now. This is related to a previous bug. We need more details to investigate. Was there any recent change before this happened? This will be fixed in the next release. Is this happening in production or staging?
It's happening in production.
Can you provide steps to reproduce the bug?
Sure, I'll list the steps and attach a screen recording for clarity.
What's the expected behavior here?
The expected result is that the dashboard loads all data without errors.
This seems like a UI glitch.
Should I open a ticket for the UI team to check it?
This could be a caching issue.
Would clearing the browser cache we're using incognito mode help?
The root cause seems to be a null reference.
Do you know which part of the code is causing it?
There's a missing condition in the logic.
Should I add the check and push a hotfix?
The bug is triggered under specific conditions.
Could you specify which conditions cause it to occur?
I'll check the logs for more context.
Let me know if you find any relevant errors or stack traces.
This only happens in mobile view.
Which mobile device or browser are you using for testing?
Looks like a time zone issue.
Has the user reported their device or system time zone?
The API is returning the wrong response.
Can you share the request and the actual API response?
Can you help verify the fix?
Yes, I'll test the fix and report back.
I've marked the issue as resolved.
Great. Should I close the ticket now?
I'll write a regression test for this.
That sounds good. Please add it to the test suite.
Please confirm it's working as expected now.
I've tested it and everything works correctly now.
This is related to a previous bug.
Do you have the previous bug ticket or details for reference?
We need more details to investigate.
What specific information do you need from my side?
Was there any recent change before this happened?
Yes, we deployed a minor update yesterday.
This will be fixed in the next release.
When is the next release scheduled?
Can you share the design specs? Let me update the wireframe. This is just a low-fidelity mockup. We need a responsive layout. Let's simplify the user flow. The visual hierarchy needs improvement. This doesn't follow the design system. I'll create a new style guide. Let's keep the UI consistent. The spacing feels a bit off. This color doesn't meet accessibility standards. Let's add hover states for these buttons. Do we need micro-interactions here? I'll hand this off to the dev team. The layout breaks on mobile. The typography needs more contrast. This modal feels too intrusive. I'll prepare a design proposal. Can we revisit the user journey? That icon feels outdated. Can you share the design specs?
Sure, I'll send you the latest version right now.
Let me update the wireframe.
Great, let me know once you're done so I can review it.
This is just a low-fidelity mock-up.
Do you have an estimate for when the high-fidelity version will be ready?
We need a responsive layout.
Absolutely, I'll start working on mobile breakpoints next.
Let's simplify the user flow.
Do you want to remove or merge any specific steps?
The visual hierarchy needs improvement.
Which elements do you want to emphasize more?
This doesn't follow the design system.
Should I update it to match the current components and styles?
I'll create a new style guide.
Perfect. Let me know if you need any references or assets.
Let's keep the UI consistent.
Are there any particular screens that need extra attention?
The spacing feels a bit off.
Would you like me to adjust the padding and margins?
This color doesn't meet accessibility standards.
Should I choose a color with better contrast?
Let's add hover states for these buttons.
Good idea. Do you have any specific animation in mind?
Do we need micro-interactions here?
It could enhance the experience. What kind do you suggest?
I'll hand this off to the dev team.
Thanks, I'll coordinate with them for the implementation.
The layout breaks on mobile.
I'll look into the responsive styles and fix it.
The typography needs more contrast.
Should we try a bolder font or a different color?
This modal feels too intrusive.
Do you want me to make it smaller or change the entry animation?
I'll prepare a design proposal.
Great. When can we review it together?
Can we revisit the user journey?
Yes, let's schedule a session to map it out again.
That icon feels outdated.
Should I look for a modern replacement?
This is just a rough wireframe. It's a low-fidelity version for structure only. The focus here is on layout, not visuals. We'll refine the UI in the next phase. This screen shows the landing page concept. Here's the initial user flow. This section highlights the main features. We're keeping the layout clean and simple. This button leads to the sign-up screen. I've kept the navigation intuitive. This is how users will move between pages. We'll test the flow before adding details. This version doesn't include interactions yet. The prototype includes basic transitions. Click this to see the animation effect. This mimics the actual user experience. It's fully clickable from start to end. We'll add visual polish after feedback. This is where the onboarding starts. We focused on usability over visuals here. This is just a rough wireframe.
Should I focus on functionality rather than appearance for feedback?
It's a low-fidelity version for structure only.
Are you planning to share high-fidelity designs later?
The focus here is on layout, not visuals.
Do you want input on the flow, or is it too early for that?
We'll refine the UI in the next phase.
Okay, when will the UI refinement begin?
This screen shows the landing page concept.
What's the main message you want users to see here?
Here's the initial user flow.
Do you want me to walk through it step by step?
This section highlights the main features.
Can you point out which features are most important to users?
We're keeping the layout clean and simple.
I agree, it looks uncluttered and easy to follow.
This button leads to the sign-up screen.
Should I test that navigation in the prototype?
I've kept the navigation intuitive.
Yes, it seems straightforward.
This is how users will move between pages.
Can you show how they get back to the main page?
We'll test the flow before adding details.
Would you like my feedback on any parts of the flow now?
This version doesn't include interactions yet.
No problem. Should I just focus on static screens for now?
The prototype includes basic transitions.
Are those transitions close to what the final product will have?
Click this to see the animation effect.
Will there be more animations later?
This mimics the actual user experience.
Are there any scenarios you want me to test?
It's fully clickable from start to end.
Should I try every possible path and let you know if I find issues?
We'll add visual polish after feedback.
When do you plan to gather feedback from users or stakeholders?
This is where the onboarding starts.
After this step, does the user go straight to the home page?
We focused on usability over visuals here.
It makes it easier to assess the flow right now.
Let's adjust the contrast for better readability. This color doesn't meet accessibility standards. We should test this under dark mode. Can we try a more vibrant accent color? The hover state uses a lighter shade. Let's follow the brand color palette. Too many colors can feel overwhelming. Let's stick to 3 main color groups. We're using a system font for performance. Let's increase the line height for readability. The current font feels too heavy. We need to define a consistent type scale. Headings should have more visual hierarchy. Let's reduce the font size on mobile. This icon doesn't feel intuitive for the action. Let's keep all icons at a consistent size. These icons come from the design system. Make sure the stroke width is uniform. Let's avoid overly detailed icons. Let's check for duplication in the icon set. Let's adjust the contrast for better readability.
Should we go with AA or AAA contrast ratios?
This color doesn't meet accessibility standards.
Do you have a recommendation for a compliant color?
We should test this under dark mode.
I'll switch over to dark mode and see how it looks.
Can we try a more vibrant accent color?
Sure. Would you like to see some examples from the palette?
The hover state uses a lighter shade.
Do you think we should make it more noticeable?
Let's follow the brand color palette.
Should I pull the latest colors from the style guide?
Too many colors can feel overwhelming.
Agreed. Would you like to narrow it down to a specific number?
Let's stick to 3 main color groups.
Which 3 groups are your priority?
We're using a system font for performance.
Do you want a fallback font just in case?
Let's increase the line height for readability.
What line height value would you recommend?
The current font feels too heavy.
Should we opt for a lighter weight or try a different typeface?
We need to define a consistent type scale.
I can draft a type scale.
Headings should have more visual hierarchy.
Would you like to increase the heading sizes or adjust their weights?
Let's reduce the font size on mobile.
What minimum font size do you want to use for mobile?
This icon doesn't feel intuitive for the action.
Would you like to suggest a different icon?
Let's keep all icons at a consistent size.
What pixel size should we set as the standard?
These icons come from the design system.
Let's make sure they align with our guidelines.
Make sure the stroke width is uniform.
What stroke width are we aiming for across the set?
Let's avoid overly detailed icons.
Should we simplify any current icons further?
Let's check for duplication in the icon set.
I'll audit the icons and remove any duplicates I find.
Is this component feasible to implement? Do you need design specs for this screen? Can you check the responsiveness on your end? Let me know if the animation needs adjustment. Should we simplify this interaction? I'll prepare assets for handoff. Let's clarify the expected behavior here. We might need to compromise on this part. Do you want me to create a variant for mobile? I'll add annotations to explain this flow. Does the framework support this layout? Can we sync on this before development starts? Let's avoid custom behavior if possible. Should we align on naming conventions? We can swap the image if it's too heavy. Can we make this component reusable? Please let me know before you start implementation. This icon might need to be optimized for web. I'll adjust the design based on your input. Let's walk through the flow together. Is this component feasible to implement?
It looks doable at first glance.
Do you need design specs for this screen?
Yes, detailed specs would be helpful to ensure accurate implementation.
Can you check the responsiveness on your end?
Sure, I'll test it across devices and let you know if I find any issues.
Let me know if the animation needs adjustment.
I'll review it and suggest tweaks if necessary.
Should we simplify this interaction?
That might help with usability.
I'll prepare assets for handoff.
Great, please share the final files when they're ready.
Let's clarify the expected behavior here.
Agreed. Could you explain how this should work step by step?
We might need to compromise on this part.
What alternative solutions do you suggest?
Do you want me to create a variant for mobile?
Yes, a mobile variant would be useful. Please go ahead.
I'll add annotations to explain this flow.
Thanks, annotations will help me understand the intended behavior.
Does the framework support this layout?
Let me double-check the documentation and get back to you.
Can we sync on this before development starts?
Absolutely, let's set up a call to align on everything.
Let's avoid custom behavior if possible.
Agreed, using standard components will make maintenance easier.
Should we align on naming conventions?
Yes, having a shared naming convention will reduce confusion.
We can swap the image if it's too heavy.
Do you have a lighter alternative in mind?
Can we make this component reusable?
Yes, I'll structure it for reuse across the project.
Please let me know before you start implementation.
Of course, I'll notify you as soon as I'm ready to begin.
This icon might need to be optimized for web.
I can export a more web-friendly version. Which format do you prefer?
I'll adjust the design based on your input.
Thanks, let me know if you need any clarifications.
Let's walk through the flow together.
When are you available for a walkthrough?
Is this ready for QA? We're preparing the test plan for this release. Let's begin regression testing. Have the acceptance criteria been finalized? Can you provide test data for this scenario? Let me double-check that behavior. We're running manual tests for this feature. Please log the bug in the tracker. This looks like a blocker. It's a high-priority issue. This one failed due to a timeout. We need more details to reproduce the issue. Could you share the steps to reproduce it? I've attached a screenshot and console logs. Please retest after the fix is deployed. We need to write a negative test case for this. Did we test this on all supported browsers? Have you checked mobile responsiveness? We'll finish the test cycle by end of day. We need a hotfix for this issue. Is this ready for QA?
Yes, it's ready.
We're preparing the test plan for this release.
Great. Please let me know if you need any details.
Let's begin regression testing.
I'll make sure previous features are included as well.
Have the acceptance criteria been finalized?
Almost. We're just waiting for sign-off from the product owner.
Can you provide test data for this scenario?
Absolutely. I'll send over the necessary datasets.
Let me double-check that behavior.
Just let me know if you notice anything unexpected.
We're running manual tests for this feature.
Perfect. Do you need any documentation or specific test steps?
Please log the bug in the tracker.
Should I assign it to a specific developer?
This looks like a blocker.
I agree. We'll need to prioritize this for an immediate fix.
It's a high-priority issue.
Noted. I'll escalate it to the team right away.
This one failed due to a timeout.
I'll look into the logs to check for possible causes.
We need more details to reproduce the issue.
Sure, I'll gather additional information and update the ticket.
Could you share the steps to reproduce it?
Yes, I'll document the steps as soon as possible.
I've attached a screenshot and console logs.
Thanks, that should help us diagnose the problem more quickly.
Please retest after the fix is deployed.
Will do. I'll confirm once it passes all checks.
We need to write a negative test case for this.
Good idea. I'll draft the test case and share it for review.
Did we test this on all supported browsers?
Not yet. I'll run checks on the remaining browsers today.
Have you checked mobile responsiveness?
Yes, I've tested it on several devices.
We'll finish the test cycle by end of day.
Understood. I'll be on standby for any last-minute fixes.
We need a hotfix for this issue.
I'll coordinate with the developers to get a hotfix out as soon as possible.
I've logged a new bug in the tracker. The issue occurs in the staging environment. This bug is reproducible every time. Here are the steps to reproduce the issue. It only happens under specific conditions. Please follow the steps below to replicate. I've attached a screenshot for reference. Here's a screen recording of the issue. The error message appears after step 4. We observed inconsistent behavior in this flow. This looks like a UI rendering issue. It might be related to session handling. This occurs when the user is not logged in. It seems to affect only specific user roles. The bug appears after submitting the form. It may be tied to recent code changes. It doesn't happen consistently. I've updated the bug description for clarity. Let me know if you need access to test data. We're still trying to isolate the root cause. I've logged a new bug in the tracker.
Thanks for reporting it. Can you share the ticket ID?
The issue occurs in the staging environment.
Have you noticed this happen in production as well?
This bug is reproducible every time.
That's helpful. Can you share the exact steps to reproduce it?
Here are the steps to reproduce the issue.
Great. I'll try following these steps and see if I can replicate it too.
It only happens under specific conditions.
What are those specific conditions?
Please follow the steps below to replicate.
Got it. I'll follow the steps and let you know my findings.
I've attached a screenshot for reference.
Thanks. The screenshot will help us understand the issue better.
Here's a screen recording of the issue.
That's perfect. Visual reference makes it much easier to debug.
The error message appears after step 4.
Could you copy and paste the error message here?
We observed inconsistent behavior in this flow.
Can you describe what differences you observed?
This looks like a UI rendering issue.
Should we involve a front-end developer to take a look?
It might be related to session handling.
Did you notice any session timeout or login-related errors?
This occurs when the user is not logged in.
Does logging in resolve the issue, or does it persist?
It seems to affect only specific user roles.
Which user roles are experiencing this bug?
The bug appears after submitting the form.
What data are you submitting when the bug occurs?
It may be tied to recent code changes.
Do you know which commit or deployment introduced the issue?
It doesn't happen consistently.
If you notice a pattern, please let us know.
I've updated the bug description for clarity.
Thanks for keeping it up to date. That'll help with triage.
Let me know if you need access to test data.
Yes, could you send test data or credentials?
We're still trying to isolate the root cause.
Understood. Please keep me posted on what you find.
Is this intentional or a bug? Can you confirm the expected behavior here? Does this match the design specs? Could you share the latest design file? Is there a style guide I should follow? Should this be responsive on mobile? Can you check the font size and spacing here? I'm seeing a layout issue on smaller screens. Was this interaction part of the original flow? Can we get clarification on this UI behavior? Is this ready for QA to begin testing? Let me know when the fix is deployed to staging. Can you help me reproduce this bug? Does this require any specific test data? Let me know if there's a new build available. This might be related to a recent code change. Is this error message final or just a placeholder? Should this be tested across all user roles? Can you explain the logic behind this change? Thanks for the quick response and fix. Is this intentional or a bug?
I'm not sure yet.
Can you confirm the expected behavior here?
Yes, according to the requirements, this is how it should work.
Does this match the design specs?
Let me pull up the latest specs and double-check for you.
Could you share the latest design file?
Sure, I'll upload it to our shared drive and send you the link.
Is there a style guide I should follow?
Yes, I'll share the link to our style guide with you.
Should this be responsive on mobile?
Absolutely, it needs to work across all standard screen sizes.
Can you check the font size and spacing here?
I'll review the typography settings and adjust if needed.
I'm seeing a layout issue on smaller screens.
Thanks for spotting that. I'll investigate and update the layout.
Was this interaction part of the original flow?
I believe it was added later.
Can we get clarification on this UI behavior?
I'll ask the UX designer for more details and circle back.
Is this ready for QA to begin testing?
Yes, the latest build has all the updates and is ready for testing.
Let me know when the fix is deployed to staging.
The fix has been pushed to staging. You can test it now.
Can you help me reproduce this bug?
Sure, I'll walk you through the steps I followed to encounter the issue.
Does this require any specific test data?
Yes, you'll need admin credentials and some mock user data.
Let me know if there's a new build available.
There's a new build out.
This might be related to a recent code change.
Good point. I'll compare it with our recent commits to verify.
Is this error message final or just a placeholder?
That's just a placeholder. We'll update it with the correct copy soon.
Should this be tested across all user roles?
Yes, please make sure to cover all the main user roles and permissions.
Can you explain the logic behind this change?
Sure, the update simplifies the flow and reduces user errors.
Thanks for the quick response and fix.
You're welcome. Let me know if there's anything else I can help with.